I want to introduce you to 6 new friends who I think you'll really, really like. These are the latest district court judges who typically deal with DUIs and parking tickets, who suddenly think that they are president, and they are doing things to a man who's been president for just 94 days that no district court judge has ever done before in history. Yesterday, a former New Mexico judge, Joel Cano, was arrested and charged with letting Christian Ortega Lopez, a Tren de Aragua gang member, hide out at his house so he wouldn't get arrested. Think about that. Today, Wisconsin Judge Hannah Dugan was arrested by the FBI after reportedly trying to help an illegal alien escape from her courthouse. They had to run down the street to try and catch this guy. FBI Director Kash Patel tweeting, quote, "We believe Judge Dugan intentionally misdirected federal agents away from the subject, allowing the subject, an illegal alien, to evade arrest." Once again, Democrats are now losing their minds to the point where liberal judges are now literally helping criminals escape from the courthouse. And these 2 judges join a growing list of liberal judges who have completely lost touch with reality. First up, I want to introduce you to Judge Colleen Collar-Cotley, appointed by Bill Clinton, and she just blocked Donald Trump's order requiring proof of citizenship to register to vote. Now, I don't remember 77 million people voting for Colleen. Next, we have Judge Stephanie Gallagher, appointed by Barack Obama, and she just ordered the return of another illegal alien gang member from El Salvador. Stephanie, that's not going to happen. Next up, we've got the lovely Judge Lyndia McCaffrey, appointed by Barack Obama. She just blocked the Trump administration from cutting funding to schools that promote DEI. Have a look at this woman. I certainly don't remember 77 million people voting for her. Then we've got Judge William Orrick, Bill for short, Bill Orrick, another Obama appointee who just blocked the Trump administration from cutting funding to sanctuary cities who illegally harbor illegal aliens. Cities like Boston, cities like Chicago, and these judges will all be overruled by the Supreme Court at some point, we think. But my question, where is the Supreme Court? Only the Supreme Court can put an end to what these rogue judges are now doing on an almost daily basis. Yet it continues, and we think that needs to change. We also think that someone should remind all of these liberal judges that their patron saints once said this:
"We simply cannot allow people to pour into the United States undetected, undocumented, unchecked, and circumventing the line of people who are waiting patiently, diligently, and lawfully to become immigrants in this country."
Every place in this country are rightly disturbed by the large numbers of illegal aliens entering our country. That's why our administration has moved aggressively to secure our borders more by hiring a record number of new border guards,
paying a fine for coming here illegally, trying to pay back taxes over time, and learning English. If they had committed a crime in our country or the country they came from, then they should be deported.
Imagine a Democrat saying illegals should pay back taxes. Now, we're talking about reparations, not back taxes. But these illegal aliens, who they are so dead set on protecting, are breaking our laws every day and hurting Americans.
5 people are now behind bars, one of them due in court today, accused of going on a robbery spree last summer. These pictures show the moments the Fresno County Sheriff's SWAT team closed in on 29-year-old Elan Lopez Sanchez.
Oh, he seems like a wonderful fellow. Elan Lopez Sanchez. Why do people do that? Every time we hear a Hispanic name on TV, whether or not the anchor is Hispanic, we suddenly have to shapeshift into a perfect Hispanic accent. Police arrested 25-year-old Elan Alain Sanchez. And I mean that honestly. Why do we do that? When I say Alejandro Mayorkas, I just say Alejandro Mayorkas. But on CNN, it's Alejandro Mayorkas. I'm Irish. When police arrest someone with an Irish name, I don't say police just arrested 25-year-old Charlie McLaughlin. I just say police arrested Charlie McLaughlin. Stop that. Stop. And it's for all of these reasons and everything that I just mentioned that America elected Donald Trump in 2016 and then elected Donald Trump again. in 2024. And it's for all of these same reasons that in addition to wearing Gulf of America hats and sweatshirts, you're now seeing this. Eric Trump tweeting this picture out yesterday. He's wearing a Trump 2028 hat, which is meant to elicit laughter. But because Republicans see that, Democrats just do not. For the first time in a long time, Republicans are having fun, while the left continues to do exactly what got them where they are right now. The New York Times with a piece yesterday about Nascimento Blair, 21 years later, deported back to a home he barely knew in Jamaica, writing that poor Nascimento was a changed man who was rebuilding his life. You feel for him, don't you? And that's all wonderful for Nascimento. But we should probably also remind people that Nascimento was tried and convicted of first-degree kidnapping, sentenced to 15 years in prison and ordered to leave the country. And we fully support Nascimento rebuilding his life. But we also think that Nascimento can rebuild his life where he's a legal citizen in Jamaica. Nascimento, goodbye, good luck to you. Which brings us to the thousands, if not millions, of victims the New York Times and CNN and MSNBC never seem to talk about. Nascimento kidnapped somebody, was dealing marijuana, and was accused of pistol whipping someone as well. His victims matter. Rachel Morin was murdered by an illegal alien in 2023, meaning her 5 children will never see their mother again. They should matter. Laken Riley, an innocent 22-year-old girl, was brutally murdered by an illegal alien. Her parents, her siblings, will never see her again. They should matter. Jocelyn Nungri was just 12 years old, 12, murdered by an illegal alien. Her mom and dad lost their baby. They should matter. The Democratic Party is failing right now, and we've been talking about this all week because the party has forgotten about what really matters and, more importantly, who really matters. We saw that earlier this week when 4 Democratic members of Congress got on airplanes and flew to Central America to try and bust an MS-13 gang member out of jail.
Hey, it's Congressman Garcia. I am here in El Salvador with a group of House Democrats advocating for the release of Kilmar Abrego Garcia.
The Supreme Court decision has come down to say you need to facilitate the return of this man back to the United States so he can go through due process.
Hey everyone, this is Congresswoman Yasamin Ansari. We have had a very long, productive day here in El Salvador. I've been here with 3 of my colleagues, strongly advocating for the release of Kilmar Abrego Garcia.
Congresswoman Maxine Dexter here, coming to you from El Salvador. I flew here last night with 3 of my colleagues to demand that Kilmar Abrego Garcia be released.
It's unbelievable. In January of 2021, Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, and Alejandro Mayorkas did something we've never seen before. They literally opened the southern border to anyone who wanted to come to America. And people from all over the world somehow, some way, got themselves to Mexico and crossed into our country illegally. People who do not share our values. People who do not care about assimilating. People who brought their culture here from some faraway place and started taking over. And all of this happened while the people in charge lied to you and gaslit you and told you that the images that you were seeing on TV were not real. Take a look.
Well, there certainly is not an open border.
The border is secure, but we also have a broken immigration system.
The border is closed. The border is secure.
I just laid that really clear. It would be wrong to think that the border is open. It is not open.
They lied to you. The legacy media didn't say a thing. For 4 years, they pretended this wasn't happening, which is why they aren't happening anymore.
Information. Truth. Is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.